Welcome back. This is section 4 of the Call for Collaborations presentation. The purpose of this section is to discuss the eligibility criteria that we will be using for the planning awards. This section will also contain information about the scoring of the proposals and the differential weighting that will be used for the various sections. Before we begin to discuss the eligibility and the scoring in detail, I just wanted to remind you that the Call for Collaborations document has a full listing of the eligibility that we'll be using for the awards. What's represented here on slide 27 is just 3 additional reminders about eligibility. So it's not to suggest that the information that's contained in the Call for Collaborations is not as important. It is, but we really want to highlight these 3 aspects of eligibility. First, the lead entity must operate within Southern Nevada. So again, we're looking for teams that are comprised of various agencies, organizations, and those teams could have a connection statewide. They could operate with various members out of the north, but the lead entity, the organization who will serve as the lead applicant, has to demonstrate that they do business in Southern Nevada, meaning that your services, your clients, your consumers, your constituents reside within Southern Nevada. The second reminder with respect to eligibility concerns the number of entities that must be represented in your collaboration. We are asking that there be at least 3 entities in your collaboration. And just a word about how we're defining that, because questions have come up about the structure of the collaboration. And again, I would refer you back to the frequently asked questions document on the Lincy website. When we say 3 entities, we're really referring to different discrete organizations. So for example, UNLV as an organization, if the College of Urban Affairs, the College of Education, and the College of Science were to collaborate around one of these awards, that would count as one entity, one organization. So what we're saying is multiple departments within an organization really does not comprise 3 different distinct entities. So we're looking for there to be broad-based coalitions and groups. We want you to really partner with organizations outside of your organization in the development of your planning award. The third reminder about eligibility is the involvement of stakeholders in your project and during your planning period. We're asking that you define a role for consumers, clients, or the users of your services within your planning project. It's important for us that people who will be the recipient of the services of your project really have a say in the planning of the project. So we want them to be at the table and be represented in the plan that's coming forward. So please detail a plan for how you will involve stakeholders in your project. Okay, so let's move on and talk a little bit about how the applications will be scored. We will use 12 primary criteria to really assess the merits of the application, and they are listed here beginning on slide 29. You'll see that there are different points assigned to the categories. What's probably most of note here on this slide is that the approach section carries the greatest amount of weight, and that's by design here. We are really interested in receiving proposals that represent innovative ideas that are practical solutions to some of the most ingrained problems with respect to mental health and education. Now, that's not to say that what you propose has to be an evidence-based practice or an established science. We are interested in hearing about promising practices or emerging practices as well. With that said, we really want you to make the case about your approach and how what you are doing will make a difference in the lives of citizens in Clark County. So we want to hear about the innovative aspect of your design. What components of the project will work well here? How do they really address the need as it relates to education issues and mental health issues? So that category alone will have 25% of the points assigned to it. The other categories you see here represented on the screen, and these mirror the call for collaborations here, range anywhere from 2.5 points to about 10 points. You might be noticing a pattern too with our scoring criteria. You might be thinking these applications are set up like NIH or like the United States Department of Health and Human Services, and that's by design because we want to help support you as you apply for external funding. We have studied the grant applications that are used by the feds, and we have brought that into this process so that you already be in the habit of structuring your proposal in keeping with the requirements for some of those federal awards. Going on to the next slide here, so the other categories that we will be looking for in the scoring of the proposals include the qualifications of the team, the model of collaboration you'll use, your logic model, your data sharing plan, how you'll engage stakeholders, and your budget. Again, the majority of the points as it relates to these categories here on this slide will be assigned to the model of collaboration. It is so important for us to see teams really come together and take on these big issues around mental health and education. And in doing so, we are more interested in how the collaboration intends to work together than we are in other categories with respect to the organization and its capacity. Certainly that is an important feature, but we want to have a situation where larger organizations and smaller organizations can compete equally. So with that said, the model of collaboration that is proposed does not really lend itself to the size of your organization. So you can make the case around the type of collaboration you will have if you are an entity representing a small organization or if you're a larger one. And so we have assigned the majority of the points to this category here. Also important to mention is the inclusion of a logic model. We would like to see how your goals, objectives, and outcomes tie together, and that can be displayed graphically in a logic model. The other categories here are rather straightforward. The data sharing, another intent of these awards is to have the teams disseminate their findings at the end of the 2-year period with the community. So we want to know what's going to be your plan for sharing your data with the community, what's going to be your plan for sharing data within your team. So a lot of the agencies that will come together to form one team have great crossover in their client base, meaning you serve some of the same clients. So we want to hear what the plan is for you all to share data, to merge your data sets, to be able to strengthen your proposal. And also you'll note in the call for collaborations, we would like to see a plan for how you will share your data with the Lincy Institute. Again, we do not need identifiable data, and the data will be owned by the team. So you maintain the rights over your data. But we do hope to see that there will be a plan for sharing your data with each other, with the community, and with the Lincy Institute. Okay, as we wrap up here, just a reminder about some important dates on the horizon. We are asking for a letter of intent by September 10th. If you plan to apply for the awards, we would like to know that in writing, and we have a template at the end of the call for collaborations that will give you some guidance on how to structure that letter. The proposals will be due October 4th at 11:59 p.m. We ask for electronic submissions only, no hand-delivered proposals, And you can submit those to us either in a Word document or converting your Word document into a PDF and sending that to us electronically. The email addresses are all listed in the call for collaboration document. Finalists will be selected and they will be invited to campus for an interview the week of October the 20th. The proposal selection, the final decision will be made October 25th, and we hope to start the projects by November 1st. And so a caveat on that November 1st date, because there will have to be a period in which the contract is being established between the university and the lead entity. But we hope to get the work started as close to November 1st as we possibly can. Again, for additional information, if you have questions as you're going through the development of your proposal, please feel free to call me. My contact information is listed here. You can also send me an email or, again, log on to our website and view the various documents and data sources that we have available on that site. Thank you so much for your interest in the call for collaborations, and we hope to work with you real soon. Thank you.